So about 1 year ago, I made a video looking at Vinted and Depop and the problem with fakes on those websites, fake football shirts on those websites. About 4 or 5 months back, some of you might have seen me on Channel 4 talking about the same thing. There was a whole documentary on the problems with Vinted. On the back of, I think on the back of my video last year, they got in touch with me. And I thought I'd go back and have a look. Because in that documentary, and Vinted making these statements about, oh, we're going to do better. We're going to try and, improve our standards, whatever. I'm going to go and have a look what Vinted is like right now. Does it still have a massive, massive problem with fake shirts on the platform? And what you guys should sort of look out for in some of these Vinted postings if you think you're worried you might be buying a fake. So here we are. I have searched football shirts. By the way, does Vinted not have if anyone knows how to get a dark mode on Vinted, it would be quite nice right now because my eyes are blinded by this. But let's have a look, see if we can spot. I mean, straight away I can tell you, let's have a look at, if this is 15 quid, we'd be straight in on it. What are we looking at? Would say if you're ever not sure, sometimes it's worth having a look at the other items. I don't think we've got enough to go on here. Although I would suggest these pictures are way too far out. I don't think it's real. I don't think that is the pattern on the actual shirt. That's something you can check. You can always go and check the pattern if it's something you want a bit more. I mean, straight away, this Barcelona, this one is not going to be genuine. That label right there, or that label in the back of the shirt right there. I don't even know what Teletech is. So yeah, that one is not a genuine one. I don't know if Teletech's an old brand. I think these were Kelmer ones or something back then. No, they wouldn't have been Kelmer. I can't remember who made these ones, but I don't think it was Teletech. So as we come down, you can just sort of go through and have a look. I mean, some of them, the price and what they are, they're probably okay, but there are a lot of fakes. So we'll start off here. Cole Palmer right here. You can look at this. The tags there, up there. And then normally on the Nike ones nowadays, the tags are attached on the sleeve and not in the collar. So that's the first thing you want to look out for. The second is this is being sold for 22 quid. A brand new Cole Palmer shirt, away shirt. They've been asked by Vinted to take a photo of the label with the code. For some reason, they've conveniently gone to the second page, which is just different languages. That code that you actually want is on a Nike, is underneath that one. So there's a small one that should be underneath that one. You can see the stitching along here. You can sort of have a look at the stitching. Sometimes the stitching, if it's particularly bad, this one does look particularly bad. You see, look, it's really uneven all the way across. That is a bad sign. So this is almost certainly a fake, especially at that price in this kind of bag as well. There is no way that this is a genuine one. And look, you just see what else he's selling. I mean, this is a good idea. Just go have a look at his other shirts because you're bound to find on one of them the clue that you need to see that it's fake. Here we go. With this one, we've got a code. Now we can run this code. How much is he selling this one for? 19 quid, and it's been up 5 days and hasn't sold, which also means Vinted hasn't taken it down for 5 days. So we can run that code. So the code, I did have to zoom in a little bit, but it was MB68674588. You ever see that, or 8B? I think it's even a B at the end, but it doesn't matter too much because I'll show you in a second. Something else that will give this away is you see those two lines there. They look like they're just white thread there, and they shouldn't be white thread. They should be a silver strip. But if we look on some of these, you can see that's code on that shirt right there on that website, Football Prestige. If you're wondering if Football Prestige is a legitimate site, they are quite clearly selling a fake. You can even see actually the code on that is equally like scuffed on the lines. Those lines should not be scuffed like that. So yeah, we are dealing with quite clearly on that seller and on that shirt fakes. So yeah, you can see, I mean, just watch out. Like the fact that there are so many all these Palmers will be fakes. Let's go back. So, I mean, one seller doesn't mean that the whole platform is, but that shirt had been up for 5 days, and I can guarantee you, I can't guarantee you, but I almost certainly someone has reported them. So let's scroll down and see if we got some more. This Manchester United. Now, if you're looking for the older stuff, the Umbro, you're looking for these labels. Now, I don't know on this one. It's pretty hard to see. I'm just going to open the image in a new tab and zoom in to try and show you. So you are looking for dots in the Umbro just there. The dots should be in straight diagonal lines, and on the left here it should be in the top of the U. It should be 3 dots. I'll see if I can find a legitimate one. So here's an example of what you're looking for. This is from Casual Football Shirts, and you can see the dots to go 3, 2, 2, 3. So it should pretty much always be that. You have your size down the bottom, and make sure you've got like sort of these look the right size. I've seen some of the fakes. That middle diamond is too small. Older shirts, sometimes things can happen. It gets sewn up into the shirt or whatever. But that is your key thing. So if I come back to this shirt, where is it? Vintage Man United one here. And we start to compare the two. It looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. My worry is it looks like they've tried to replicate the dots. And you can see the dots are in straight. They're not quite straight. They're a bit wobbly. It could be the photo. Could just be a bit blurry. It possibly is worth taking a risk. The R looks a little too close again to the O. There should be a little gap there, for example. Here it looks like it's touching. I would say this one is probably a fake, but it's an extra small maybe. It's a genuine, but if you want to take the risk, when you get it, take a good look at that label. So as we come down, I'm sort of looking for the bigger team shirts because those are going to be the ones which people are going to be interested in. It's kind of hard with some of the, I mean, a lot of these are not actual football shirts, but you can have a look at this AC Milan, perhaps this Spurs shirt. That is exact same code we saw before, and that is the same problem that we saw before. So we already know straight away that one is a fake. You know, I can run that code is the same as we run the other one, MB2561-800B. Now, something to bear in mind, that code on the front of the Nike shirt should be unique. No other shirt should have that code, not even the same shirt, unless, you know, there is a chance that maybe someone sold it and then it's being sold onto you. We can see that, I mean, it is on other shirts, not just other shirts, but different shirts as well. So that all of these are fake, and that is a fake as well right there. This AC Milan, it's a little bit hard to tell. It's not in great condition. It's possible that it's being sold cheaper. The thing you would want to do, and the thing that the sellers should be doing on here, is taking a photo of the Puma tag. So here's another AC Milan I've just spotted. You can see, I mean, it looks pretty good. Another Rafael one. We get there. There's a bit of damage on the things. You think, okay, maybe it's being sold cheaper. There's a bit of damage. Puma logo in there looks right. But you come here, and on a Puma, what you want to take is that style code right there, 757035-01. We'll run it through. And maybe, you know, we see a couple of AC Milans. Maybe that's good. But then look at all these other shirts with exactly the same code on them. That's not actually the same AC Milan shirt. So we know straight away this is a fake shirt. So vintage football shirts have that. It might be the code for this Manchester City shirt. Vintage football shirts is normally pretty good. So that one might actually be the code. That's the other thing to be careful of, is just because the code is right doesn't always mean it's real. Columbia 2018 shirts are infamous for this. The yellow Columbia 2018, you've got to go on other factors other than the Adidas code in the collar. And it is the same with these Pumas. That code will be the code for a shirt. I don't know which one it is. It could be the Marseille, actually, looking at this, because this looks like this is... Oh, is this on Puma's website? No, I don't know. But yeah, you might be able to find out what shirt that is for. Even if you come to the first page. Is it Marseille? No, I think it might be Man City. I think it's a Man City shirt, looking at the numbers here. You're taking a big risk, and we now know this one is fake. So I mean, let's say any of these big teams I've come through, where most of them have been a decent price. We've got another AC Milan here, 35. Let's see if we get any information. Okay, right. There's another red flag right there. The number in pen on the front label on Puma, Nike, or Adidas. It can happen, and I've had it happen. If you buy it from a charity shop, they sometimes number them. It could also happen if you buy a Kappa or Emporio Armani, who do the Napoli kits. On the back label, there is a pencil number, which is on the import label. And I've bought from the club shops in the cities where they're made. So not where they're made, where these teams play. So I've done it for Palermo, a couple other teams, where they have the actual Kappa, stuff. They're not selling the fakes in the stadium, are they? And I mean in the stadium, not outside the stadium. So yeah, on the back label, and there is sometimes pencil number on a Kappa or Emporio Armani. All other manufacturers, I've yet to find, all other main manufacturers, big manufacturers, I've yet to find a legitimate one with a number, unless it was a charity shop that put it on there. Normally a quick scribble number like that means it's going to be fake. We can run that number. but I can tell you we don't need to because it's 757035-01, and we know 2 seconds ago that is the same number that we saw on that other AC Milan shirt. So again, that one is another fake straight away. Let's take a look and see if we can identify this Spurs shirt. Now, actually, I think this Spurs one we might be onto January. It's not that interesting as a Spurs shirt. It's being sold at 20 quid. But again, you want to take that bottom code. That one should be unique. So it's Nike 860240BF1, unless I've read it wrong. Nike 860240BF1. It looks like there aren't any images. That is good news. That means that this Spurs shirt has a unique number. I don't think this Spurs shirt was probably faked. I think it's a training shirt. It's a Nike Strike training shirt. Some lower league teams had this as their league shirt. My team Portsmouth had this as their league shirt. PSG have this style kit as well. So this is one of the training shirts that's probably not been faked. 20 quid is, pretty reasonable price for that. You can also see, and you notice the difference if I blow this up a bit bigger, the difference on that middle stripe to those other fakes that we saw. The light isn't picking it up, but it should be more silvery. But you can also see it's dead straight. It's not like a thread that's all over the place. So yeah, that is what appears to be a genuine Spurs shirt. So that's one. We've checked 6 big team shirts now, and we've reached one genuine one so far. I mean, some of these I'm skipping, so I can tell you, for example, straight away, that Brazil shirt simply does not exist, and that is not a proper Nike label. I mean, that's a cool Watford shirt, a Puma Watford shirt. Is that Puma? Oh, I don't know what that is. Copper. That's a copper one. I would not know where to start with copper, if I'm honest, but that's pretty cool. Let's have a look at this Liverpool. So Liverpool, if you're looking at the Warrior ones or the New Balance ones, there is a little stitch on the side. I'll see if I've got one. At the minute, I've only got Nike ones. By the way, if you would like to buy some shirts from me, check that out. We've got a Mo Salah shirt. Join me, Tilt, whatnot. Links will be down in the description below. You get a little bit of credit as well towards your first purchase. I sell most stuff pretty cheap. Pretty much everything is under 35, let's say. Most stuff is under 20. So yeah, come join me on Tilt and on whatnot. I'm on both platforms, testing them out, checking them out. You'll get credit for both. So you can use credit on one and on the other. Down in the description. So I've got one here that I've purchased that's actually on its way to me. It hasn't arrived with me yet. But if I zoom in, and this should be, you will see just down on the left hand side here. So it's on the left. You will find there is a double stitch just here where at the bottom where the bottom seam meets the side seam. There is a little thick point here. This picture isn't the best, so I'm hoping it is genuine when it arrives. But there should be a double stitch just there that helps you determine that it's authentic. Inside on those Warrior ones, you will get a label with a little Liverpool hologram. Sometimes those fall off. They quite often they come in the wash. So you're looking for the double stitch. The fakes don't tend to have the double stitch. They tend to just stitch it up normally. And I've seen quite a lot where they do that. Here is another one that I've bought that's on its way to me. And there is a great example. I mean, this is great. This picture is blown up massively. There is a great example of the double stitch just there. There's this little one there. You can see it. It's just between the two lines. At the end, you get a little like chunky stitch. Maybe we should call it that, the chunky stitch. That's what you're looking for on your Warrior shirts, the chunky stitch. Obviously, on the newer Nikes, we are looking for this label here with that code right there. So 724614. So if you get that instead of the code from the front, you can again put it into Google, but this time you're looking for matches, but only that Liverpool shirt. And then 100, which again is a color code. Unfortunately, we've hit a fake on that one. It should be a France shirt. So, like I said, this is why you got to be careful. Sometimes this was a France shirt that was obviously picked up by the fakes, and you can see. So it is the genuine one for that France shirt, I believe, which is a France training shirt. And you can see the sites that it's listed on are some of the genuine sites. But then, it's not the England code, it's not the PSG code, it's not the Barca code. And probably if we get a picture of the front, we can zoom in. We might not be able to get that close. Let's have a look. So we can just about see the code on the front there. So we've got V304466R21. We wanted it to be unique because that one should be the unique one. And as you can see, it's not. It's on other shirts, other Liverpool shirts, other Barcelona shirts. It's actually on someone's YouTube channel for spotting fakes. So yeah, that one is obviously a fake. And do you know, it's also interesting. So not just Vinted Vinted and not just Vinted, eBay, Depop. You got to watch out for, some of these shirts, some of these sites should be doing better. Some of these sites should know or should be looking for fakes. So far we haven't had much luck. Let's keep going. Kappa. If you come across a Kappa, it'll have an authenticity tag in it now. This one does not look genuine to me, but I don't know enough about racing to know. But that label looks fake. That would give me alarm. The fact that we don't see anything else. You should see on the back. I think he's taken a picture of the back. He has. And it isn't on there. There should be a little cap a bit on the back of the shirt, but that says combat. But I don't know if this is a combat one or not. But my guess is that one is likely a fake, especially new with tags. Barcelona shirt does not exist. Like, so even this one's like this one, this Leeds one, I came across earlier. I actually have this Leeds one, a genuine one, and it's made in Cambodia. So you can sometimes find, if you can find a legitimate one, look at where they've made that shirt. Sometimes they make them in multiple countries, but not often. But actually I have that Leeds shirt right here with the proper code in the collar. Now you'll see this seller doesn't list the code. Now that looks pretty good, that Leeds shirt. You might think, hey, it looks good. That doesn't look like a fake. But and I would ask them for the thing, but you'd see the fonts are wrong on the inside the collar. You would see my version has got a different layout for the sizes. You'll see the slim fit and coupe fit takes up, there's a bigger margin between the edge of the box and where that's written. So it's completely different. And that might be a case of different manufacturing times and different manufacturing countries. It might be a case that my one's fake, though mine does have the correct code and I have kit legited it. If you want to use kit legit and check it out down in the description below, and they'll authenticate your shirts. But yeah, that one again. So I've just had a quick look at the leads because I just wanted to double check. So you remember I've just shown you, of course, in the collar on the leads, the layout of that and how that is. And I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll zoom in so you can just see. So that is the layout. The sizes are in 2 rows. There is a bit of a margin between the slim fit and the size. You've got your Adidas, and there's a bit of a margin again between the top and the Adidas and the underneath. And then just underneath, we've got made in, I think this was Vietnam, wasn't it? Yeah. Sorry, this was made in Cambodia. And then I've just popped onto this, I've just had a quick look. Google, footkit.net, don't know on the website. They're selling fakes. How can I tell? Remember what I told you? It needs the twine on the label. That says Adidas jersey. You can't read it, but you can make it out on there. I don't know if I'll be able to zoom in. It says Adidas jersey. That is the other layout we saw on the other shirt, where everything was in a line. It says made in Vietnam, and the slim fit was much wider. I nearly knocked my drink over there. The slim fit was much wider. So these are the kind of things you're never sure. Just go have a little look around, see what the other fakes look like, see what the real ones look like. Just look for these little imperfections in the shirts, and you'll quickly be spotting the fakes. And you can look at the seller's other shirts, and let's see. It's that Liverpool shirt we already checked. This guy probably buys lots of fakes and sells them on here by the looks of it. I would imagine these Man Uniteds are also fakes. I doubt he's going to give us. We got yep, this is a Man United. This is straight away a fake. It's HA8870 is not the one for this shirt. We'll quickly show you. 8870, lots of different shirts. That one should be that shirt. The AJZ002 doesn't matter too much. It's that middle one you need to do. You also need to match up that year at the top. Another caveat that people often make with this, like I said, one is like the Columbia shirt. Sometimes, some other teams, their shirt is the one that year that happens to have the code. 2, there are a few brands of shirts, or there are a few shirts, definitely not a top team like Man United, but maybe some of the lower Italian teams, MLS teams from the mid 2010s, they had a template and the codes all match. So you've got to, there is like maybe a 5% chance that it's wrong. If it's a big team, it's going to be that. The MLS teams now all have unique ones. I think it's like 2017. There's a spate of them where they had templates and they've all got the same code in the collar, except for I think 1 or 2 teams, which might be Galaxy and another team. But I've got like Hellas Verona shirt, which has got the is a Nike one actually. It's got the same Nike code as some other ones. So that does occasionally happen where they've printed onto a template. Lower league teams might have it as well, where it's not a unique shirt you know, the design of the shirt is not unique. They've just printed out loads of the shirts and then printed on the badges and everything afterwards and sent them out. Most of the time that doesn't happen, particularly for a team like Man United. And you can see again, look at the stitching on this. The stitching is all over the place. Like, people say these fakes, there's a lot, like, look at the drag around that badge. People say these fakes are so good you can't tell. You're putting yourself, like, what people say, oh, it's cheaper. I'm gonna have to do another video on this at some point, because it's not just like they'll fall apart, the stitching's worse, and they'll be like, oh, you can't tell. If you really look at, you can. The colors are often off, the sizes are often off, the shapes are often off. You know, so in terms of quality, it's not always great. What they use in the shirt, the materials they use to make the shirt, and the dyes they use to make the shirt, they could be using toxic materials and toxic dyes that's staying in the shirt and rubbing off on you, maybe when you sweat, maybe when you wear it, maybe when you rub against it, or maybe after you wash it. I've seen plenty of cases of people getting rashes wearing fake shirts. It's because they don't follow the rules for what you are and aren't allowed to put in a shirt as a dye color. They're just trying to get as close as they can to the real dye color, because they're in the cutting corners to break the law anyway and sell it to you cheaper. So they will buy cheaper dyes that they are not supposed to put in shirts. The sponsors and everything will peel off much quicker, although that can happen to real shirts if you don't wash them right. Real shirts can fall apart. I do think real shirts are too expensive, don't get me wrong. Though, don't think that's my case in this argument. The other thing is, and again, I know that real shirt companies use cheap labor in countries that are much poorer, but with these ones, you could be funding they definitely go towards funding organized crime groups and, you know, human trafficking, modern day slavery, etc., smuggling, all kinds of, it's the same routes that many of these items take, that the smugglers are using for other illegitimate goods, and you're partaking in that process. I'm not going to get into, I mean, you can make your own choices. Just throwing it out there for you to something to think about. You know, it's not the same factory, and it's not the same items. Let's keep. Have we found one real one? We found the Spurs shirt, which was probably priced about where it should be. I think that's the Man United we just looked at. So let's have a look at this Bayern Munich, £25. Now there's a chance this one is genuine, because these were sold on M&M Direct. We don't have enough details, although, yeah, we don't really have enough details. A few things maybe would cause alarm with me. I think this is a rubber badge on this, because I have this shirt, and that does not look like a rubber badge unless it's folded in on itself because of heat. But yeah, this is a real problem on here. Again, another one of those bars. This Liverpool, I mean, look, this is brand new with tags. The tags are still there attached to it. They should be attached on the sleeve, like I said earlier. If it's brand new with tags, why is, like, there's so much gathering around the Nike and around the badge? We'd have a picture of the badge. Look at that. Look at how that has, like, shrunk around the badge. It can happen if you wash your shirt at the wrong temperature. This is not, I mean, it's wonky as well if you look at the L. The dot, look at that dot. That is actually, like, not well done at all. But it's also because they've not had the quality control isn't there on the shirt. I don't know if we found a decent, genuine shirt yet. I thought we'd at least find one or two. This is a Sunderland shirt. I mean, that's probably genuine, but it's hard to tell. This template was very easy for the fakes to get hold of. That stitch, I mean, maybe it's just because it's worn or whatever. They should be uploading the details here. Let's try this Barcelona. How much is this being sold for? 28.30. I mean, that's about what you'd, especially for a small size, that's probably about what you'd expect to pay anyway. 422, I believe, is the Barcelona colours. So this is probably right. So let's check this. Yeah, I was right. So that's what you want to see. That is the kind of thing you want to see if you see the right one. Occasionally, you will see, so for example, just here, there is a shirt in the middle that is not that shirt, or this shirt here that's not that shirt. It's because of how some websites cache their images. And if I click on this, I actually click on the link, you'll see, okay, right, it did give me the first shirt. Or sometimes you'll see, like, there's related shirts underneath, and sometimes it's drawn the picture from that, but kept the image from this. So you do have to be a little bit careful of that. But yeah, that's what you're looking for. The majority of those shirts, it makes it clear that is the one that we are looking at there. That's the 15-16 home, 30 quid. That's a decent price if that's in good condition. That's a pretty good steal. If that's still up there when I check this out, that's a pretty good one to go and get. Excellent condition, it says. And it probably suggests that this guy's other shirts are worth looking at. He's in the bundle. But you see, like, this is when you start to see, like, look, suddenly the pricing is about where it should be. You know, we look 40 quid, 45 quid, 30 quid on the Arsenal, 20 quid on the England. You're starting, 70 quid on Mbappe. That's probably about where some of these shirts would normally be priced. I'd imagine all these guys, because he knows how much they're worth. He's collecting them. All of these look genuine. So we've actually found someone selling genuines. There's ones with news with tags there. I mean, there you go. I'm gonna shout this guy out. Alex Cullen. 718 5-star reviews. Doesn't always mean everything, but that's a pretty good sign. There you go. There is someone to go have a look at on Vinted. He looks like he's got some good shirts there as well at reasonable prices. Let's keep going and have a look. See if we can find some more. This one here, this Stone Roses one, looks completely off. Like, Adidas don't attach their tags by collar anymore. They attach them using string as of 2023 roughly. If you get 2022 shirts, some countries they still have them, some they don't. Depends when the shirt was sort of manufactured and what shirt it is. But 2023 onwards, they should be a little twine, brown twine that is attaching the label to the collar. Actually, they loop it around the authenticity tag. We've got a Bellingham right here. Oh, I mean, I didn't even have to look very far to tell you this one. Other than, again, look at the gathering around the badge. That's a brand new badge. Why is that, like, crinkled up right there next to the badge and down at the bottom here? It's not even. But this is the big giveaway. You ever see this label on a shirt, it's a fake. If it just says Adidas jersey on a label on a shirt, it's a fake. P95985 is actually the code. It's not a code for this shirt. It's a code for another shirt. We can, I mean, if I will Google it for you. P95, you'll see it's going to come up straight away on the suggestions as well. Look how many shirts it applies to. It's a fake number code. It was, by the looks of it, it was probably a Real Madrid code at some point. But here, look. Fake. All over it. Should say Real Madrid, like RLMDR or something like that, orange, like third or orange, and then it'll be like, it probably, because it's a Bellingham one, it'll probably say Bellingham as well. It depends if they printed it before or after. Let's have a look. We got Inter here, but this is at 30 quid. What are we saying? It does just say men's, which it isn't necessarily an immediate flag, but we can look. CD 430 496 is a Nike one. So Nike CD 4230 496. It was an Inter Milan shirt, wasn't it? CD 4230-496. CD 4230-496. You can see it's on a Barca shirt there. I would imagine if this is a great example. I'm glad I've hit this one. This is probably that Chelsea shirt right there, that 3 Chelsea shirt. But it has been used by the fake manufacturers for a whole. As I scroll down, you'll still see a lot of the Chelsea, but you'll see it's been used for a whole lot of it. In fact, it's actually on Nike's website for a Chelsea somewhere there. I just saw a Nike advert. So yeah, I would suggest that's probably the Chelsea one, but again, you see that's a fake. Someone is selling that fake at 30 quid, brand new with tags. These are things that are coming from China for 10, 15 quid. They're trying to rip people off on Vinted. We've got some more AC Milans. These Englands, I've got a couple of these Englands. If anyone wants one, I believe I've got a Gerrard one. If anyone wants one, come join me on Whatnot or Tilt. So I picked on this Luis Diaz Colombia shirt because it's a really nice shirt as well. Although I believe it's a women's shirt. But if I zoom in, again, I think this is where we've got a red flag. It might be the camera. I would have liked the stitching is really bad. You can see the folds in the stitching in the inside. That is way too low. Where that should be visible when the shirt is hanging up. The little bit of information, it looks far too low. But this Adidas trefoil, it actually bends and looks wonky. It's not equal. I mean, that should be like, these should be pretty good shapes. You'll see they're really well defined on a proper one. And probably if we go to the badge, we're going to see similar problems. You see some, that O is wonky. Maybe one or two of the letters are wonky. The badge is a bit wonky. That one, I think, it's a really nice shirt as well. It's such a shame, especially at 15 quid. There is a QR code, which is interesting. I'm going to check this one out and find out. He's taken a picture of this label. There isn't the there isn't a piece of pen on that label, but it's not the label you want. And actually here where it says Tala and Tam, it should say what shirt it is, and it should say what size it is. I had a Columbia Falcao. I've actually sold it now. It actually says right there. Let's just say the Tala is the shirt and size. So it should say like a G or an S, or actually this one should say an S because it's a small, and it doesn't say it all. So it is a made in Colombia. I mean, these do get made in Colombia, but that would be completely wrong by the looks of it. I think it should say that. And again, if you're ever not sure, go have a look at what other shirts they have. You know, we've got a code right there. We can run on that one and that one. Age doesn't mean that all of them are great, but we can check. He has written authentic on this one, on the Barcelona one. It does look right. 456. Again, it's in the 4s, which is probably the blue and the red. And there we go. That one's right. So I'm curious about the Columbia. I might do a little bit of digging, but that Barcelona of his certainly looks right. This one is okay. That's just a score draw. Let's see what else we got. We've got a Germany. Okay, but that there we go, straight away. So this is someone who's got a bit of both by the looks of it, because that Germany is not the proper one. It just says no further tags or anything. And these are score draw England's. While I've been looking, we've had another one of those Brazils uploaded. We've got an Arsenal new with tags, but probably I guarantee they don't show us any. Oh, they're showing us the. Wait, go back to the tag. It's a fake because it should be attached with twine, like I told you before. Like, I'm not very far down here, and I would estimate 70% of these that are of the ones that are worth looking at are fake. We already looked at that. AC Milan. There's another, again, the same seller with the Arsenal. We've got a Barca right here. I think this is the same seller again. I mean, look, loads on here. 61 5-star rating. That's what I'm saying to you. Not always the rating doesn't mean everything. These are obviously all fakes. Like 1750 for that Real Madrid shirt. No way. Like, it's just not happening. In a medium. Look, there's the tag, and there we can spot right there in the collar. That's the code we actually checked out earlier. The H851 or whatever it was. The fake one. It's wrong. So everything, this guy, like 61, this guy's obviously sold 60, like, just having a look through, loads of, shirt, football shirt. Not many, like, the interesting thing is not many people are saying it's fake. It's kind of interesting, like, and I think people don't know what to look for. But I think that shirt doesn't exist. Is a real one. It's PSG. Let's have a look. New with tags with Dembele on it. You can see, like, down here, what we looked at earlier on the line. It's that same code from earlier. So this guy has sold loads. So look at the number of bookmarks on these as well. People just don't know what they're looking at. And it's charging 20-30 quid. Like, at this point, some of these will be going on sale around that price, certainly. Like, these are the Women's World Cup from last time round. There's no way you're getting that France shirt for 30 quid with Zidane on the back. Like, if you get that for 30 quid with Zidane on the back, I'll buy it off you for 40. Let's have a look. A Roberto Carlos, it reckons here, but with the tag still attached. I mean, if it was real, we'd have hit a gold mine, but I don't think it is going to be. I don't think it. I mean, this is always a flag when you see people with lots and lots of with tag shirts, especially the retro ones. A Ramos, I'd quite like a Ramos shirt. That's 55 quid. So, I mean, there's not much. Well, we could check it. I'd imagine it's real at that price. It looks pretty good. VE13 642. I'll just show you again what it looks like if you put the real one in. There you go. And you just smash straight away. That black Real Madrid, top 2 rows. Maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, but probably if you click them, it's going to take you through to other ones. But yeah, like 90% of the shirts it's showing are that one. It does. There are a few other ones where it goes down, but again, they're all Real Madrid. It's probably just where it's cached pages. The top 2 rows, all the right shirt. We've got a Nigeria one here, and again, that line doesn't look quite right. That number is going to be wrong. And if we take, there is the code there as well. CD0699-100. 100 is a white shirt, I believe. So CD0699-100 France away shirt on UK Soccer Shop, legit seller. If I go to the images, yeah, you'll see that's the France. You'll see that's the France shirt, but it has been used on other shirts. Come across Thierry Henry here, 55 quid. does say with a few imperfections, so it's a reasonable price. It's pretty good price actually for Thierry Henry. He's written large, but it's a medium. But you can see if you need to rotate that image. But 146769-616. 616 is roughly the Arsenal red. It's the right. It will come up with the right shirt, as you see here. We're going to get a load of Arsenals. So that one is genuine, although it does have like a hole or two. But yeah, I think if you're an Arsenal fan and that's still up there, you'd be looking at 100 or something for a shirt like that normally. Van Persie shirt in an XL. This was interesting. I reiterate, I sold one of these on Whatnot or Tilt for about 35 quid the other week. So down in the description below, go use those links. I think we've probably made our point here on Vinted. You just got to be really careful. There's so much crap on there. There's so many fakes on there. Like we just scrolled down the page, and like anything that looked like any kind of bargain was a fake. Otherwise, I'd been buying it. So yeah, we've looked at some 200 shirts, or I've skipped over loads, but it's just not great, is it? It's just not great. So be careful out there. Hopefully some of the tips and some of the things I showed you on what to be looking for in these images helped you. If they ever don't show those labels, but you think it might be a genuine, just ping them a message. Say, hey, can you show me the labels? If they refuse or they don't, you know, it's probably a fake. Watch out for switcheroos. Always check the shirt when it arrives as well. I had one the other day. It had the Twine label in the collar. A brand new Mbappe Real Madrid shirt for 35 quid. I was dubious, but it had the right code that they were showing, and it had the Twine label in the collar. When it arrived, it was the fake code. I sent it back. They never picked it up. But yeah, watch out for that kind of thing. I got the refund, thankfully. Make sure you're paying for buyer's protection from Vinted. Make sure you get it. If you ever don't get it, let me know, because I want to know if anyone has ever got a fake and been refused that buyer's protection and been refused a refund, because Vinted don't know what they're looking at, if I'm honest. So if you want to check out my other videos from stuff that, I mean, let's go for it. Let's go for the little Vinted Depop section right here. In a couple of days, I've just had 100 shirts arrive in the post. So the next couple of days, we're going to have a big unboxing, and that'll be somewhere on the channel. So make sure you subscribe, check that out. But here we go. Vinted Depop. Check it out.